And here we go, one more game to go of Liverpool's USA Tour and the small match of the big house, as they call it here in the Michigan Stadium. Liverpool against Manchester United, another game you can see live on LFC TV. Robbie Fowler has joined us as we look over the final couple of sessions where Liverpool are concerned now before their return home. Manchester City the other night, it started not so good, but worked out in the end, didn't it? It was a really impressive second-half performance, Rob.
Yeah, it was. I think, you just said the game wasn't great first half, but I think that was to do with what happened the day before. Obviously, the players getting stuck in an airport, and they were 8 hours getting from from New Jersey to, from Charlotte to New York. So a bit of a nightmare day travelling. But second half, once. Obviously Mo came on. He was tremendous. But big mention to Sadio actually, because I thought he was different class. I know people will say it's pre-season, but if you start performing in pre-season, it gives you a little bit more confidence going into the season. And he's probably been the pick so far.
And just where that travel problems were concerned as well, Jürgen Klopp confirming a short time ago that Naby Keita unlikely to make it. He's got a stiff neck. There was air conditioning on. He's been sat in a seat for a few more hours than would have been ideal. These things happen though at this time of year, don't they? So many unpredictable things.
Yeah, well, it is. Look, it is pre-season, and a lot of travelling. A lot of players are tired, and as much as everyone thinks the players are magnificently fit, I think he is obviously fine-tuning everything, but little aches and pains start becoming more and more severe. The more training sessions you do, the more aches you get, and look, it happens, but look, I'm sure he won't be too long out.
Where the sessions have gone so far, they were back on the 2nd of July, so a long time of double sessions. They'd have only maybe had 2 or 3 days off. They had half a day off in New York yesterday. How will the bodies and the minds be feeling by this stage?
Well, it sounds silly because obviously they're playing football and they're doing a game they love, but mental tiredness is a big thing as well. As much as you're doing all the 2-3 sessions a day, what it is, the body. I said before, the aches and pains start magnifying. So you get little aches, but because you've got to go out and do another session, in an hour or so later, it just magnifies what's happened to you. But look, it is. Obviously they'll finish the training sessions, you're going to get the ice baths, you're going to get your massages, and I think the players now are a lot more professional, being probably the word is, they do everything properly. There's nothing that they can't do really in terms of the staff they've got around them. All the massages, the ice baths, all the technical staff here is, it is world class, isn't it? So there's not too much to be missed.
You might notice from the training session as well that Loris Karius not playing a part at present. He's got a knee injury. They're not thought to be serious at all, but he will be left out as a precaution in the game against Manchester United. So either Keeman Kelleher, who came on, or Kamil Grabara, perhaps most likely because he's not had any minutes yet, will play in the game. And young Keeman did well, didn't he, the other night? Made a couple of decent saves.
I thought he was very good. Look, he comes in. I'm not sure what it's his first, taste of a first team action.
He played against Blackburn for a short time,
he came on obviously the first taste on tour, and he done everything that was asked. He was confident, coming for crosses. He caught a few, punched a few. His reactions were good, but his feet were very good as well. So whenever the ball went back to him, it was no messing about. It was clear it, left foot, right foot, and try and get it away from the danger area. So I think he can be happy with himself. The young lad. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, Pete.
Keeman Kelly, you'd never guess it from the way it's spelled, but it's a proper Irish name. He did really well the other night. When Man City are concerned, they want a goal down. He had the summer off, didn't he? The German player wasn't selected for Germany of Man City, Leroy Sané. He did really well when he came on. Great finish. Liverpool had kept them at bay leading up to that, but the game just became a bit more difficult after that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think City did look as though they'd been back a lot longer than what we had. They were certainly in the first half, they were a lot sharper, a lot quicker to the second ball, to the knockdowns, and they had a few very, very good players. As much as they're not really household names, I think myself or you who maybe watch a few games from the 23 league, know that they've got a very talented bunch of kids as well. For a handful, Sané was very good. I actually didn't even know that was him, to be fair, because obviously his hairstyle had changed, and he was good. But I think it shows the character Liverpool have got. As much, look, people will say it is pre-season, but to come back from a goal behind against a very good, albeit inexperienced Manchester City side. I think that speaks well for the character of our players.
He wasn't very happy at all, Jürgen Klopp. You'll have seen that in his post-match interview. But they bring on the changes. You mentioned Sadio Mane before. He's causing chaos straight away.
Yeah.
He made a big difference, didn't he, in particular?
Well, look, he's an excellent player. And, you know, there was a lot of talk last year, him saying that, you know, he didn't have a good season because of the year before. I disagree with that totally. I mean, he went under the radar because of the form of Mo. You know, the way they sort of joined up together yesterday and, you know, they brought each other in the game, I think it should excite a lot of people, because I think we'll see a lot more of them, you know, getting each other involved. And, you know, I'm not sure whether Sadio will go under the radar as much this year, because I think he's a real quality player who will stand up, I think, now.
He was asked yesterday, Mo Salah, at an event in New York City about whether he was still being dogged by this injury problem he had. And he said to the little kid who asked the question, did I look like I was bothered in the game? Because he only had 2 touches. His second touch was the goal.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he was on for 30 seconds and then he gets a chance. I mean, the game was, I won't say dire, but the game was relatively slow, and in the final third we were probably lacking. That's no disrespect to the players who were there, but he comes on within 10 minutes. He could have had an hat-trick. That tells you everything about Mo. He comes on. He's getting involved straight away. He's a real handful, and the buzz of the place when he came on. I mean, everything was just lifted.
Lifted the players as well.
Yeah, well, definitely. When you've got players like that, come on and. Something's going to happen whenever he's got the ball. So the players want to give him the ball. They want something to happen. And the atmosphere, as I've said, in the stadium, I mean, it was electric whenever he touched the ball.
Comment below as well if you'd like to ask Robbie Fowler a question. Got a long list of them we'll try and get through in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes or so. He's joined us for this open press conference. You've seen the press conference, an open training session.
You nervous, Pete?
No. Really. Shaqiri will play part of this game as well. He's in the squad. He's been chomping at the bit. He wanted to come back an awful lot sooner than he did for pre-season, and everybody here will be eager to see what he's like. Yeah,
look, I think it's an unbelievable inclusion for the squad, for the team. You're talking about a recognised international player for 12 million in today's market. I mean, it's peanuts, So it was a nailed on. I mean, a lot of people were saying that we were maybe struggling in terms of the strength of the squad or the depth of the squad. I'm not saying he just put a fantastic ball in straight away, but look, he comes into the squad. Look, I don't know whether he's going to play or whether he's going to be a bit part player, but 12 million for a recognised player who's done incredibly well in the Premier League. As much as you get so-called ex-players criticise him, saying he wasn't this or he wasn't that. I mean, he's probably Stoke's best player last year, so to get someone of that calibre for 12 million, I think it's brilliant.
Let's get some of the questions that you've been asking. Long list of them. I'll just pick some out at random. Morton Scotwin, who do you consider to be, Robbie, the most underrated player in the Liverpool squad right now?
It's a tough one, actually. I mean, there's a few. I mean, I've got a lot of time for Adam Lallana, actually. He's a fantastic player. The way he moves the ball, and I know he's not lightning quick, but he's got lightning quick feet, and when he's fit and firing, I think he looks a tremendous player. So look, I mean, I'm not sure whether he is underrated, but I'm not sure whether we have really got any underrated players. I think we're good on that. Yeah,
certainly where the midfielder's concerned. Yeah. He's like a new signing, isn't he?
Definitely.
It was a big achievement for Liverpool to play as well as they did without him, because he was often the key man, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, you think of the year before, and a lot of the good that we had, he was pivotal in that. Last year he was obviously missed. We spoke before about the strength of the squad or the depth of the squad, and him not playing a part of the squad for a large number of years was. It was sad, really, because I know Adams, he's not exactly the youngest, but he's not the oldest, but what he brings to the team is he's a cool, level-headed player. His speed of thought is great, and he's one of them players who can create space for others as well with his movement.
We'll finish off with this one before we let you have a closer look at this training session here from Ben McCloskey. I don't know, the culture of it might have changed over the years, but he says, Robbie, how seriously do players take pre-season games?
I mean, I can speak for myself. I mean, it was always serious, because you knew what it was for. You knew why you were not just in games, but you knew what you were training for, which was to get match fit. Match fit was It was a prerogative, and look, if you're going to go through the motions, then you're never going to be ready. So you've got to do everything properly. You've got to treat it as though it's a first team game. I know people will say it's sort of, oh, you're playing Man United, Man City, or whoever. They're only friendlies. Look, Jürgen will tell you himself. You want to go into every game, you want to win them, and certainly me as a player, that was what you needed to, because it's a long season. You've got to get it right at the start.
Given the afternoon off to do a bit of shopping in New York yesterday, the night off that maybe you were part of back in pre-season might have changed a little bit.
What are you trying to say, Pete?
I don't know. We'll maybe leave that for the after 9 o'clock version of this. We're going to be back a little bit later on. Don't forget to get your comments in below there, and we'll try and ask Robbie some more of your questions a little bit later, and we'll try and drag a player in if we can as well towards the end of the session. From me and Robbie for now, we'll see you a little bit later.
One line, one line. Ooh. That's it. We're ready for the swing. Yeah. Yes, good. Come back. That's it. Forward. Forward, yellow, Marco. Hold the line, good. That's it, yellow. Hold. Yeah. Left out, line. Hold. One line. Stay it. Go bed ready. Win it, push up. Bravo, yellow. Drink. Push up! Lean the ball! Red line, Rafa! Hold! Step! Forward! Come back! Right here, front! Lead the box! No shot! up. Got it. Right. Right. Back goal. Hold the line. Got this. Go come back. Tap it up.
Come on, second.
Yes, ready, yellow, charges is up. Hold the line. Hold. Practice. Forward. Get forward. Forward. Adapt. Goodness. Goodness, adapt. Hold the line. Hold the line. Yes, got it. Drop. Come out. Come out. Hold the line, guys. Come back. Bravo! That's it. Low central. Central. we go. Yes, minute. Push up, Bobby. Hold the line, good. Yes, got this. Gotcha. One line, one line. Read it, read it, read it. Level. Level.
Well, good session there. It's the last one, of course, before they played Manchester United. The weather has been very changeable throughout the day. There's been loud downpours. Looked like there was one pending as well, so we've got the jackets on now. Pitch looked okay, though, and the stadium is magnificent, Rob. Never has it been since 1975 fewer than 100,000 inside here, and we're hoping it's going to be close to that again tomorrow.
Oh, well, it is a class stadium, and it's frightening to think it's just a university stadium, isn't it? I know Manchester United played here a few years ago, and it was close to full house. So yeah, fingers crossed that we can command a little bit more. Manchester United against Liverpool, look friendly or not, it's a big game. So yeah, I think the people will come out in the thousands and watch it.
Really looking forward to this game tomorrow. You've been commenting below right throughout the session as well. Let me throw a few more questions at you, Rob. Aidan Hughes, how much of an impact will our new signings make, and have we done enough to challenge Manchester City this season?
Well, you hope so. Any team that comes close to them will do really well. Any signing coming in, will give everyone a little bit of a lift. It challenges people to play that little bit better. And look, I've said it numerous times. Whenever you are a team who've got aspirations to win and stuff, you have got to sign players, because other teams in and around you will do the same. So it's not a case of strengthen just for the sake of it. You strengthen because you want to win stuff, and this year is a big one for us.
We saw it the other night, didn't we, where Manchester City were concerned. They were waiting on 14 players come back from the World Cup. There's a question here from Niall McGuinness who says, hey Robbie, with so many teams facing the impact of players coming back from the World Cup, are our first 9 games the most important of the season?
Well, yes and no. I think it's always good to get off to a good start anyway. I think that gives you the confidence to go the remainder of the season and do incredibly well anyway. So yeah, look, you want to get as many points as you can. I don't think that'll be the be all and end all of where the league ends up. But we have got to try and get as many points on the board as we can. We've seen it in the past with Liverpool, where you get so many points on board at the early season, and you have that little bit of a lull come towards in and around Christmas time, and then you may be playing catch up again. So I'd love nothing better than just to go the full season. Unbeaten's obviously a very, very tall order, but I think with the squad we've got, I think we're all buoyed by the signings. We're all buoyed by what happened last year. Getting to the Champions League final was an absolute bonus. I don't think anyone really foresaw that until we played Porto. But look, last season was good, but it's up to these players now to start believing themselves a little bit more, and understanding what Jürgen wants a little bit more, and get that confidence. And so incredibly, the first 9 games, as much as they're not massively important, you do want to get your off to a good start.
Nathaniel Klein, nothing to worry about where he is concerned, just confirming in the press conference a little earlier that he became a dad, Nathaniel Klein. So some good news for him, and congratulations if you're watching, Nathaniel. No Naby Keita by the looks of things as well, because of the stiff neck he picked up on that nightmare travel over here a couple of days ago. And also for Loris Karius, who has got a knee injury that isn't thought to be serious, but he won't play in this game tomorrow. So it'll be one of the young goalkeepers, Grabara or Keeman Kelleher, that will play in that one. Also here from Chris Weatherall. I know it was a different time when you played, but how do you feel, Rob, you would have fitted in to the current squad and team? It's probably the most common questions you get asked.
I love questions like that, because it's not that long ago I was playing, so football has changed a little bit. But look, good players can play anywhere. I always get that tag. Obviously myself and Michael Owen, and we're very, very similar, and they can't play together. Good players can play with anyone. So you play to whatever.
I'm just looking over your shoulder because Mo Salah's walking around, so we try and see if we can get a word with him. Mo, how are you?
How are you? Good.
Mo, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, and session looked good. Just tell everybody how pleased you are to be back with the Liverpool squad again, Mo.
Yes, I'm very happy to be back. I feel good, and my shoulder now is much better, and I'm very, very happy to be back in the squad.
How happy?
Oh la la la! This looks better than my head.
I'm glad you said it.
He's throwing it out a little bit.
I've got a question. So last year obviously there was a lot of pressure on you. Do you feel any more added pressure this year with obviously the year that you had? Did you feel
honestly, last year I had a great season. Everyone, not just me, but when you talk about myself, it was a little bit pressure last year because it was a record, and also we have to win the Champions League, and we have to finish in the better position in the Premier League. But it's not something I worry about. I just keep doing my job, and I'm happy about what I'm doing, so I just keep doing the same.
We were in obviously a press conference yesterday, and obviously one of the kids asked you a question about your time in England, in Chelsea, and obviously it's not as though you're a one-season wonder. You've, as much as you never, had a good time at Chelsea through no fault of your own because you never played. You went over to Italy and you were scoring goals for fun. You obviously play for Liverpool, you score goals for fun, and people think you're a one-season wonder, but that's not the case, is it?
I think I have a confidence. I went to Italy. I said I want to change the league. I want to play in Italy. I have a confidence in my skills and what I'm doing. So it was always in my mind to come back to play in the Premier League because it's one of my dreams when I was young. So it was always in my mind. I didn't play. It was hard time for me because I didn't have my chance to play. But when I went to Italy, it was very clear in my mind I will come back to the Premier League. When I had a chance, the boss talked to me and the club. I said, okay, that's the time to go back to the Premier League. Then I came back. I do what I'm doing, so I'm not worried about that.
And is the shoulder naturally healed, Mo, then? You're not getting any pain at all from it now?
No, I feel good. We are doing the extra work every day because, it's healing and also the muscle was like less than the other one. But I'm not worried about that because it's still also 3 weeks, so almost 3 weeks. So I think everything is fine now.
Some good additions as well while you've been away. Naby Keita, I'm sure you're looking forward to playing just in front of him, aren't you? He's been finding you in all of these training sessions so far.
Yes, he's in training session. He's amazing. Also in the games he played very well, and everyone is talking good about him, and everyone can see his skills and the difference he made in the game. I'm very happy to play with him, and also, of course, we will support each other to perform better and to finish in the better position this year.
Lots of Egyptian fans have travelled over to see you here as well. There's going to be close to 100,000 inside here. It's a magnificent setup, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the atmosphere last game also was very, very good. A lot of Egyptian everywhere, but I feel good. I feel love. This is my people, and I'm very happy about that.
Listen, great to see you.
Thank you.
Fit, firing, ready to go.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Mo. Thank you very much indeed. Mo Salah, who is almost as impressive off the pitch when he's talking as he is on it. He's just got this supreme confidence that he might be able to repeat what happened last year.
Well, look, there's no doubt that he's got the capability to do that. It'll be tough for him this year because obviously he will be a marked man. Everyone will want a piece of him. But look, there's no doubt his quality. Whenever he gets on a pitch, you see him there. He's got a little bit of charisma about him. He lights up people around him. He lights up stadiums, and he is a magnificent player.
You've been in that position though, Rob, when you broke through as a young player, where you break all of these records, and you say, well, let's see him do it again next season. So what's within your mind when you're a player in that situation?
Well, I don't really know, because you go out there. I don't think you go out there wanting to prove to people. I think you want to prove to yourself that you can do it. I did it, and it's not. I mean, we always hear about this second-year syndrome, and look, he's not a second-year syndrome because he's obviously been around for a while, but people will probably mark him a little bit more now. People will probably want him a little bit more. You'll find defenders getting a little bit closer. But look, we've seen him. The end of last season where teams were doing it anyway, and he still had the class and the quality to go past players. He's one of them players who can create something, out of nothing. And I think that's what good players do.
I know they're interchangeable, that front line, and we don't really have a number 9, but do you see that as a natural evolution for him, that he will become an undisputed number 9 and he will play centrally?
Well, it's tough actually, but you think of all the great players who've maybe gone on to be number 9s. It started off in the wide positions. You look at Thierry Henry. He started there. Who else? Cristiano Ronaldo. Great players. But most certainly, he's that type of person who can certainly go up and emulate those. I mean, they are great players. He starts on the wing, but you said yourself, he doesn't stay there. He can forage all around the final third in any position, and I think that's why he scored the amount of goals, because I think Jürgen gives him that confidence to go out there and express themselves a little bit more. And if you're in the one position, maybe he feels a little bit isolated, but obviously with Jürgen giving the licence to go and roam around and link up, we've seen great link up play with Sadio Mane today. But when you do that in Premier Leagues, when the pitches are brilliant and when the stadium's all about you, then it excites you. Really, I can't wait to see the freedom, because they were brilliant last year to watch, and I'm looking forward to this year to see them play again.
A couple of final ones on Manchester United, because of course they are the opposition. He was asked in the press conference, Jürgen Klopp, about some of the things that Jose Mourinho said. He's already said that he expects that Liverpool will be under pressure to win the title because of the amount of money that they've spent, but sidestep that, as you would imagine. But there will be a needle in this game because it's Liverpool Manchester United, regardless of it being a friendly.
There always is. And look, it's all a lot of it is propaganda. You know, obviously Jose's able to come out and say, you know, whatever he feels, but you know, sometimes he forgets the amount of money that he spent as well. So I think I like his management style in terms of, because he's taking it away from his players straight away. The good managers do that. You know, we've seen instances where, you know, he'd done it when he was at Chelsea. You know, whenever Chelsea would have a bit of an adverse performance, he'd come out and say something controversial, and then all the talk is on him. He's doing it again. Look, so, you know, we, you know, as players or ex-players or, you know, being around the club, we know what he's doing. You know, there's no doubt that, you know, he'll come out and say a lot of derogatory things towards Liverpool, but I think for us, you know, as far as we're concerned, it's water off a duck's back, because we know what we've got to do anyway.
Talking of water off a duck's back, they're going to have to water the pitch quite extensively over the next 24 hours, you would imagine. One thing you spotted is the bounce of the ball is completely different, isn't it, because of the weight in the pitch almost? Yeah,
it is a little bit dead, the pitch. You know, obviously you'll be seeing it when it's wet, the ball sips across the turf, and it's good. You know, when you've got the likes of Adam Lallana, who's great at taking the ball on the move, you know, with his fast feet. You know, he needs to have you know, a little bit of water on the surface. And that's, I'm sure to be doing that. You know, obviously the Evans will probably open anyway and water it a little bit. But yeah, it is pretty slow. So the water needs to be on. And look, both teams will want it anyway.
Really looking forward to this game. If you're not already a subscriber and you'd like to watch it, you wouldn't want to miss a game like this, would you? Manchester United against Liverpool, even though it is a pre-season game. LiverpoolFC.com/watch is how you find out how you can subscribe. Robbie Fowler will be back with us as well tomorrow in the lead up to the game and the aftermath as well. It's all coming to an end, this USA tour, but one last game.